So here we are, we're live. I don't know if you've got an audience yet. I said earlier on I was going to do this poem. I wrote this poem at the start of lockdown, really, or very close to it. I was feeling very frustrated with the situation and what I felt was coming, and so I put all my stuff, all my thoughts down on the paper, and I mean it's not rehearsed. It's I don't know how it's going to come out, but I just felt as though with all the crap that's going on in America, which, strange enough, a friend of mine called Tony Cole, he's a medium from Middlesbrough, he told me, weeks and weeks ago, months ago, that it was going to go off in America. With all the trouble going off in America, I just felt as though I should write or recite this poem right now, and I called it "The Right to Life," and these are my thoughts. And if you like it, please share it, because I think it's it may coincide with the way a lot of people are thinking. How did we ever get here? I'm 55, sat alone in this cold, dark, empty room, surrounded outside by such sadness, infection, misery, uncertainty, chaos, gloom. What have we all done to deserve this? Why am I doing time? My home is now a prison cell, but what exactly is my crime? I'm being told where I can't go, the limit where I can. I'm being treated like I'm a category 1, when I'm a law-abiding man. And what are the crimes of my children? What have they done to deserve no run or play? Why were my little ones looked at with suspicion for being on a beach in their wellies with a bucket and spade on a sunny April day? Nah, I'm not really having that. I understand the reality of this virus, this affliction, but I want some answers, some explanations. I want to know why I should still believe in the so-called leaders of our nations, and I'll tell you why. Because I read that an outbreak of coronavirus was simulated just last year. It was in the press. It took place only 6 weeks before the real outbreak actually started. So please, don't act all shocked on TV like you didn't know it was coming. Is it any wonder millions of us now feel lied to and so downhearted? And why would Bill Gates, the Johns Hopkins University and the World Economic Forum even want to simulate such a thing? Why didn't they let us know what they'd learned from this test run and the fucking death that it would bring? And the World Health Organization, they knew all this. Why didn't they tell us to prepare? Why didn't this vital information they not offer, open up or share? As far as I'm concerned, it's these fuckers who were the guilty ones. The scientists, the governments, the corporations, the foundations, not me, us, we, or the thousands worldwide who are suffering and dying. All we're trying to do is live our lives in peace and health, while all they're doing is manipulating truth and lying. Why didn't you tell us all, loud and clear, there was a biolab in Wuhan near the market where you tell us all this began, and that it's been developing some of the deadliest viruses and pathogens that were ever known to man? Don't deny it, don't play it down, don't put shite on fact-checking sites, because I've done the research, and I know the lab's there. I've looked it up and I've educated myself, because I have a family, and because I care. And I care madly about the world that you're fucking around with. A world that you think belongs exclusively to you. A world that you think you can bend and shape just as you please, while all the time, to us, the majority, you're simply failing to be true. Do our children, our flesh and blood, deserve to inherit this? We don't elect foundations or scientists or corporations, but we do elect you, our politicians, on all sides, to represent us. We and our children deserve your very best. They deserve to grow up tall and free, and not like guinea pigs in some sick, perverted test. My grandchildren, my reason for living, deserve to love, to court, to have a husband, children of their own, a family or a wife. They deserve to have the best of all our world. They have a right to life. They have a right to life just as much as it seems that you want them to have a right to death. They have a right to go outside and fill their lungs with every breath of air that's clean and free from germs that you have the power to harvest in a lab. They have a right to age like wine and not end up prematurely on a slab. They have a right to be full. They have a right to be fed. We all have a right not to stand and fight in a supermarket in the 21st century for pasta, milk and bread. Are you fucking joking me? We, our children, us, have a right not to live in fear, a state you've kept us in for years, through starting your wars and dropping your bombs, and as your threat of nuclear annihilation draws close and nears. You've moved us around like pawns on a board, you've played us like a fiddle, your twists and turns and double speak, you're trying to understand us like a fucking riddle. How on earth did we all allow you to drag us here, to the edge, the very edge? Why is it that we're now paying for the consequences of your foolish actions? Why have we allowed you to divide us all into easily manipulated little factions? And whilst we're all cowering in our homes, Jesus Christ, help us. Look at what they've done. Look at what they've got in store. Vaccinations, more surveillance, riots in the streets. Could they take from us any more? Our children have the right to live their lives without your unwanted interventions, free from fear of being beat up, arrested and indefinite detentions. They have a right to health. They have a right to a world that's bright and clean. They have a right to peace and love, not war and hate and mean. They have a right to truth. We, our children, have a right to live as one without fear or spite or strife. 7 billion people on this planet have a right to live. We have a right to life. That's my poem, The Right to Life. And I put all my feelings and all my emotions in that when we first started lockdown. And it goes out to all our politicians and all our people beyond government who seem to be pulling our politicians' strings. And I wanted to get that off my chest. Some comedians, they go online and they do comedy and everything. I just try and talk to people because I can't understand doing comedy without an audience. So I hope you appreciate that. If you've appreciated it, please share it. Please share it. Thanks very much. God bless. Bye.